Oh, Paula Coomber, Seaside Radio, and I'm making a return visit to see Lorraine Ellis. I was here last time because you just published your novel, Peas Pudding Hot.
Yeah, that's right. It was a very exciting time for me.
So you must be over the moon that you've just got your second one published.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm really pleased.
This one called Mini Hen's Eggs, but it's also got another book in there as well.
Yeah, it's a compilation of two.
Ladybird, Ladybird, Fly Away Home.
Yeah.
And they are both published by Chipmunk, the same as your...
Chipmunk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The same as your last publishing.
Yeah.
Right. This one is slightly different because you did a novel last time. This is autobiographical.
Yeah, it's completely different to the novel. It's drawn from my own experience. And...
Actually, when did you start the book? What was the... when you were a child, when you were...
it starts... Mini Hen Legs starts when I was a little girl of 5, when I was starting school. And it covers my early life and leads up to the time when I had my first breakdown at 15 years old. And I was admitted to hospital for a week, and then I left the hospital, but I shouldn't have done really. And it talks about it.
The whole experience that you went through at that time.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
I do find writing a very cathartic exercise. Did you find the same? Definitely.
Yeah. It helps to get things out of my system. And
do you actually have a good memory for the time that this all happened?
yes, I do.
So it's really stuck there. You haven't had to refer to diaries or notes or anything.
No.
So it shows how traumatic it was at that time for you.
Oh, it was terrible. Although I did blank it out for quite a while, my first breakdown, and but I knew what had happened, but I blanked it out to other people because I felt silly about it.
I know.
And looking back now, I don't see why I should have felt silly about it, because it was an illness the same as any other.
The trouble is people do tend to find mental illness shaming, and it happens to 1 in 4 of us.
Yeah.
So why do people feel ashamed?
I think there is a stigma attached to mental health, like I mentioned last time. I think this is due to unawareness.
I think you're right, and as more people talk openly about it, particularly if they can put down in words like you have in a book, so others can read it and realise they're not alone with this problem.
No.
It's got to be a help. I mean, did you find any books that helped you while you were going through all this? Self-help
Not really,
books?
no, I couldn't.
No, there was nothing that you could relate to in your circumstances. So this...
I did know one lady that had gone through a similar thing to me, and I used to go and pester her all the time, asking her, will it go away, will the voices go away, will I feel better someday? And looking back, I feel sorry for this lady because I must have got on her nerves, really. I must have...
I'm sure not. I'm sure she appreciates
But she was ever so nice, and I'll never really forget her.
No. And when you are going through something like that, you do feel very alone.
You do, and you don't know what's happening to you, you don't know what's going on.
No. And, I mean, nowadays with the internet, it is a bit easier to look up things.
Oh, exactly, yeah. There's lots out there now, and especially with, programmes like EastEnders, covering Stacey, who's...
bipolar, yes.
Bipolar, yeah. And I think that's really good.
It is.
Because it's showing people...
Yeah, but you don't need to feel stigmatised by it. And other so-called normal people can see, well, you can't catch it. It's not like measles or mumps.
No. Well, because you haven't got a bandage on your head.
That's right.
People think there's nothing really wrong, and you get told to pull yourself together, and
that's not very helpful.
No,
the trouble is, it's not a visible illness as such.
It's impossible to pull yourself together. There's just no way you can do it. If you've got voices in your head and strange thoughts which you convinced are true.
Yes, that's a help in those circumstances. What do you think is the best thing for if they see a friend or a relative that's obviously suffering in some way? How do you think is the best way they can help them?
Well, first start not to feel ashamed, and to try and get as much material as they can.
Yes.
About mental illness, and speak to people that have gone through it. I wouldn't be able to do anything. I might even still be in hospital now.
Yes. So you're
on the mental health unit as they are now.
Yes. So you're doing totally the right thing by keeping on with it.
Yeah.
Now,
I hope so. Well, I believe I am.
Yes, of course. Now, I seem to remember on and off it took you about 10 years to do Peas Pudding Hot.
Yeah.
That was a real epic, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was a journey. It was a recovery journey in itself, really.
Yes. So, how long has it taken for these two to come off the press?
Not as long, roughly about 6 months.
Really? So,
Yeah. Although I did start the first chapter some time ago at a biography writing class in Hedden, which I went to, and that was really good and helpful. And
a lot of writers say they do find it helpful if they join a group, don't they?
yeah, I also went to a novel writing class at the whole college, and that was good. I met a lot of people, and it was nice.
And it's nice that you can share an interest and perhaps help each other for any of the
antidepressants and the like. Yeah. Well, I've been well now for 7 years, but I'm still taking tablets.
Of course.
And I don't mind taking them for the rest of my life. It's like I've got to. It's a small price to pay for my sanity.
Definitely. And also, I think visiting the doctor's priority, isn't it?
Yeah.
You really
Oh,
do.
yeah, that's your first protocol, really.
That's
And making sure you take your medication.
Of course. Yeah, it's always a bad thing to miss out when you've been put on a course. No matter how bad you may feel about it, you've still got to
and
go
even
ahead.
if you feel yourself getting better and think, I don't need those anymore, I'm not going to take them, that's it. You must take them. Well, I believe you should.
Another one inside you.
Well, I've started another novel.
Right.
But it's very, very early days yet. I'm not saying it's going to be finished. I really don't even know myself. I'm just sort of juggling about with it at the moment.
Right. And is this in any way autobiographical?
No.
There's nothing at all in that?
It is mental health again.
Yes.
Maybe I'd like to write about other things other than mental health later on. I have written short stories in the past.
Yes.
You know, on another subject, but...
and you not had those published? Come out first on ebook, don't they?
Yeah.
In fact, I have your first one on my own Kindle.
Yeah.
So,
Thanks.
anybody, even if you don't want to go and buy a book, download it onto your Kindle or whatever e-reader you have and enjoy it. And then carry on the good work, Lorraine.
I will, yeah.
Thank you
I'm
very
enjoying myself.
Good. That's what I like to hear. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.